Alright, on to part 2. So, burger was great, and I had this kind of fried meat thing earlier in the day, just kind of as a snack to hold me between breakfast and lunch. And, there were a bunch of shops there, like, kind of standard festival things, selling trinkets and, kind of neat things that are very expensive. And, I'm sure that the person who made them worked very, very hard on them, and that if you just, look at the man hours that went into them, plus the raw materials, that the prices are probably justified, but, it's still $20 or $30 or $50 for some silly little necklace or ring. I'm not gonna pay that. And I saw these little sculptures made from recycled metal that were in the vicinity of $100, but definitely I could see where they are worth it because they were gorgeous. The guy made an alien from Aliens. I think they're called xenomorphs is the term used in the actual movies. And made a Gundam and a motorcycle, and they were just all really, really cool, and probably I can definitely see that they were worth $100, but I didn't have $100 to spare. It's I'm afraid I can't throw that kind of money around that easily. But there were also some things that were very cheap, because after you got past the main block of tents with those stands, and then you've got the sound stage, the stage over here where they're playing all the music, and then kind of behind the stage there was almost a garage sale kind of a thing going. It was still people set up stands and tents and stuff, but the kind of stuff they were selling and the prices they were selling it at were basically garage sale. And completely by chance, I stumbled upon and purchased the best deal I've gotten in video games ever. Now, I typically buy video games used, and not only that, but I wait for newer systems to come out so that the older ones are therefore less desirable. I didn't own a PlayStation 1 until the PlayStation 2 was widely available. I still don't own a PlayStation 2, even though the PlayStation 3 has been around for a couple of years. And then I buy used games, so I'm used to, not paying a lot. But I was still blown away by this deal. It was kind of a package set. It was a game system and 4 games and 2 controllers. All, you bought together, you buy them all, you buy none of them. The game system was Super Famcom, the Japanese version of the Super Nintendo. I have a Super Nintendo, but it doesn't play Japanese games. Likewise, this won't play American games. Like I said, this has 2 controllers. It has the connector for the TV, has these kind of ends, which make it a lot easier to connect it to a TV. And, like I said, 4 games. I have no idea what this is. I've never heard of it. It's Toroneku no, and then the kanji for big, and then 2 kanji I don't know. That I'll want to look up later, I'm sure. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which is actually an American-made Final Fantasy, and this is imported from America. Or not imported, but it's localized and translated into Japanese. And I'm not sure why, because this is reputably a bad game. I've played it, I don't remember it, I've been told it's bad, I wouldn't be surprised. Final Fantasy V. This was this was not released in America, not for the Super Nintendo. They skipped over, 2, 3, and 5, and instead just gave us 1, 4, and 6 under the names of 1, 2, and 3. But they didn't release this They have re-released this for other systems, Game Boy Advanced, and I think the PlayStation 1 as well have remakes of this. But this is the original version. And this is the original version of Final Fantasy VI, which is one of the favorite Final Fantasies ever made. In fact, one of the most popular games ever made. So a rundown of what these all are worth. The Toto and Echo thing, I have no idea. I couldn't begin to price it. Mystic Quest, when I saw this, last time I saw this in America in a shop, it was something like $40. This might be worth more just because a lot of money went into translating it, I'm sure. Not that much money, but some money. So this is the same game, but other extra work has been done on it, so it probably costs more, plus buying the rights. Well, I guess they just kind of retained the rights or something for that. Anyway. Final Fantasy V, I couldn't place its value precisely because I would have had to go on eBay looking for it, or, Amazon, something like that, and I've never bothered. So I couldn't say for sure how much this is worth, but probably $50, $60. Final Fantasy VI, like I said, one of the most beloved games of all time, and this is the original version of it. I would not be surprised. To know how much this is actually worth, I would have had to go on eBay or Amazon or something like that and looked it up and found that out. But I would not be terribly surprised if the Japanese version of this game were worth $100 or more. Famcom itself, again, this is like almost a 20-year-old piece of equipment. They don't make these anymore. And it still works. I have checked it. And Final Fantasy VI works also. I haven't tested any of the other games yet, but the 6 works. Famcom itself could well be worth another $100. I'm not sure. I bought my Super Nintendo for $30, but the last time I saw one in stores, it was like $60. And again, this would have been imported and all that. So, could be easily $100. And each of the controllers aren't worth that much. Probably $10, $20 a piece. The total price for this package, for me, was 3,000 yen, a little over $30. When I asked the guy, so how much is the Super Famcom, and he said that the set, waving his hand to indicate the Famcom and the 4 games sitting next to it, were Sanzen Yen, 3,000 yen. I must have asked him 2 or 3 times to repeat that because I was sure I had misheard him and that it couldn't possibly be that low. But it was, and it is, and now I have a Super Famcom and 4 games for, $30. And one of them is my favorite Final Fantasy that I've ever played, and one of the most popular ever. And 2 more Final Fantasy games, which one of them is probably good because it's a main Final Fantasy game, a main numbered Final Fantasy. Mystic Quest has gotten bad reviews, but I don't know. I might like it. And then I have no idea what that other game is, but it was previously owned by somebody who apparently likes Final Fantasy, so might be in the same kind of RPG vein. Worth a look. I'm just really, really pleased with myself right now. So yeah, it was a really, really great day, and it's not even over. All the big events are done with. I'm not going to be doing anything else spectacular today, but I'm going to play some 6 because I got the game. Might as well play it.